It's now time to introduce the lineup for the Boise State Broncos. First, the non-starters. Number 2, India Kelly. Number 3, Veronica Lynch. Number 4, Gianna Mancha. Number 5, Justine Molina. Number 10, Mickey Liao. Number 13, Jordan Macias. Number 15, Elena Mayer. Number 18, Tori Bivens. Number 20, Rainey Dyerson. Number 24, Isabel Butler. And number 26, Abby Winkler. Now let's meet the starters. Batting first, the center fielder number 7, Cora Wade. Batting second, the shortstop number 14, Rebecca Cervantes. Batting third, the third baseman number 11, Brady Fillmore. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 1, Allison Sang. Batting fifth, the right fielder number 6, Ashlyn Adams. Batting sixth, the left fielder number 23, Jessica McKay. Batting seventh, the catcher number 21, Serena Hutchinson. Batting eighth, the left fielder number 8, Carly Johnson. Batting ninth, the third baseman number 25, Morgan Lamb. Starting in the circle for Boise State, number 16, Kelsey Brodas. The Broncos are coached by Maggie Lavari. And now let's meet your UNLV Rebels. First, the non-starters. Number 0 from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Brianna Burke. Number 1 from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Abby Howard. Number 2 from Norwalk, California, Joaquin Candelas. Number 3 from Mansfield, Texas, Paxton Shurrier. Number 11 from Las Vegas, Nevada, Kylie Harrison. Number 13 from Seattle, Washington, Stacia Cermak. Number 12 from Boulder City, Nevada, Charlie Masterson. Number 33 from Las Vegas, Nevada, Vivian Quiroz Montano. And number 44 from San Diego, Cece Kakamisi. Now let's meet the starters. Batting first, a junior from Tucson, Arizona, your right fielder, number 25, Reina Bondi. Batting second, a junior from Harriman, Utah, your center fielder, number 20, Lauren Tixon. Batting third, a junior from Chula Vista, California, your second baseman, number 7, Justine Federi. Batting fourth, a sophomore from Tucson, Arizona, your first baseman, number 15, Mia Trejo. Batting fifth, a freshman from Riverside, California, your designated player, number 23, Denise Armendariz. Batting sixth, a sophomore from Rancho Cucamonga, California, your shortstop, number 24, Samantha Diaz. Batting seventh, a freshman from South Leon, Michigan, your catcher, number 9, Julia Ballmer. Batting eighth, a senior from Whittier, California, your left fielder, number 55, Miranda Bueno. Batting ninth, a freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada, your third baseman, number 50, Lauren Barker. Starting in the circle for UNLV, a freshman from Canton, Michigan, number 6, Jenny Bressler. The Rebels are coached by Christy Fox.
Yeah, Boise!
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand for the singing of our national anthem performed by Sage Barlow.
Are you ready? Is you ready? You say you ready? Whole squad ready? Is you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready? Whole squad ready? We came here to see Jeff. What you got? No, my watch. Bring what you got. I'm going to the top. You can bring what you got. I'm going to the top. Bring what you got. Bring what you got. I'm going to the top. I'm going to the top. Are you ready? You know what time it is, right? They don't want us to make it, so it's time to take it. Rhyme with them killers, the time to see who be real. I load it empty, they on them, make sure these people feel.
Batting first, number 7, fielder, Wade.
Senior center fielder batting 386 on the year. A little bit of stoppage of play here. Wade, as we mentioned, 386, 27 hits and 70 plate appearances, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. Second pitch is on the outside, 1-1. Wrestler against leadoff hitters this year. They are hitting .333 against the true freshman, UNLV, which ranks second in ERA at 188 on the year, and first in batter struck out, 128 as the next pitch is taken low. 2-1 is the count. This is the 13th game the freshman has started. 76 innings pitched. He's given up 62 hits, 20 runs, 20 of them have been earned, 24 walks, and 66 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .222 against wrestlers. That is a bunt placed down perfectly, and it's going to be an infield hit to start the ball game for Boise State. 1 on with nobody out. It was fielded by the third baseman, Barker, was just unable to get that in time. The speed of Wade is able to get that to first, leg it out for an infield single. Rebecca Cervantes will be up to bat. A senior batting .328 on the year, 22 hits and 67 plate appearances. She has 1 home run and 15 RBIs. Wade has some speed over there at first. 14 out of 16 on stolen base opportunities as first pitch was taken for a strike, 0-1. Opponents against wrestler this year with runners on are just hitting .183. Cervantes with runners on is hitting .361. On-base percentage at .333 as the next pitch is on the outside. 1-1 is the count. UNLV, led by second-year head coach Christy Fox, has done a fantastic job. UNLV came away with a winning season last year. Played in a version of the NIT for softball as that one is fouled back. UNLV off to a great start, 19-5, but this is a big matchup between them and Boise State. Boise State, as we mentioned, the number 24th ranked team in the country, first time in school history. It's their best 20-game start in program history. The 1-2 pitch is slap foul down the first baseline. Count remain 1-2. On deck for the Broncos is the third baseman, Brady Fillmore. Boise State has a team hitting .308 on the year. They have 168 hits, 97 RBIs. UNLV has been, as that ball is going to be poked in the infield for the shortstop Samantha Diaz. She'll clamp that one down. Big out number 1 as they keep Wade on first. here in the top of the first at Eller Media Stadium. Brady Fillmore, a junior, batting .295 on the year, 18 hits in 61 plate appearances, 2 home runs and 12 RBIs to her name. As we're going to get a very quick mound visit here. Wonder if there's something wrong with the glove of the starting pitcher for UNLV, or maybe a injury of some sorts. We'll see here. We'll have to wait to get the official word. So we'll see what the word is here, as Bressler has now gone to the dugout. Well, if UNLV has to make a pitching change here, that'd be very, very big in this ballgame, because for Bressler, she has been the dominant ace so far. As you mentioned, a 1.83 ERA, the true freshman, as we'll have a little bit of a wait here, as Fillmore will be up to bat. Wade is on first. She led off the game with an infield single that went about a foot. A nice crowd on hand here at Eller Media Stadium. About half and half UNLV fans, Boise State fans. A big sports weekend here in Las Vegas. Got the Pac-12 tournament. Men's basketball tournament over at the T-Mobile Arena and at the Thomas & Mack Center. In about 30 minutes, we'll start the semifinals for the Mountain West men's basketball. 1 out in the inning as we wait for what seems to be the delay. Well, for UNLV, they are 18-5 on the year, and Jenny Bressler is back out. So I don't know what was the problem, but seems to be okay, and we'll get back to action here. Mentioned UNLV, they were projected to finish 4th in the Mountain West. Boise State was projected to finish first. They had 8 of the 9 first-place votes. Fresno State was projected to finish second. San Jose State third. San Diego State fifth. UNR sixth. Colorado State seventh. Utah State eighth. And New Mexico ninth. How the standings are right now for the non-conference, UNLV is currently sitting third. Wade is going. The throw to second is not in time. It was a good throw by the catcher, Vollmer, but just a little bit to the left. Diaz late on the tag, and Wade has her 15th stolen base of the year. Runner in scoring position here with 1 out here at Eller Media Stadium. Bressler is set. That ball is going to be popped up in the air and right to Samantha Diaz. She has recorded both outs here in the top of the first, and that's a big one with a runner on second. 2 outs now, and it's going to take a 2-out hit here by Allison Sang, a sophomore, batting .357 on the year with 20 hits in 56 plate appearances, 1 home run, and 18 RBIs. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs this year. Opponents against Miss Bressler is .268. For Sang, with 2 outs, she's hitting .318, and with runners in scoring position, .464. Boise State trying to get on top here first. The 0-1 is in there for a strike. 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Boise State has won 17 games in a row. They have not lost since February 9th against Texas. The 0-2 on the outside. 1-2. Some teams have been off to great starts here in the non-conference play in the Mountain West. Boise State, as we mentioned, 18-2. Colorado State, they are 17-4. Fresno State is 14-6. A couple of articles suggesting, can UNLV or can the Mountain West get multiple teams in the NCAA tournament? As that one is fouled back 1-2. UNLV obviously big wins against Stanford. That wins against Georgetown, UTEP, Seton Hall, Long Beach State. So UNLV's had some decent wins this year. The 1-2 is on the outside. Close to a strike three, but it's now 2-2. Do it for UNLV in the bottom of the first inning will be Bondi, Tixon, and Federi. The 2-2, that one is fouled back. UNLV has picked off where they left off from last year. Pitching performance, I mentioned 1.88 ERA. They've had 7 shutouts this year, 128 strikeouts. There's going to be a big question mark losing one of their best players last year in Janine Petmacki, as that one is fouled back. But Brianna Burke and Charlie Masterson, the 2 returning players that have had pitching experience, have done a decent job in the circle. 2-2 is the count. Wade on second. Led off this inning with an infield single if you're just joining us. And had a little bit of a delay. On deck for Boise State is the right fielder Adams. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, as Boise State cannot get the runner home from second. They lead off with a infield single, but Jenny Bressler shuts them down as we head to the bottom of the first here at Alameda Stadium. 0-0 is the score. And back here live at Alameda Stadium, bottom of the first, UNLV and Boise State. Boise State got a runner on second with 1 out, but Jenny Bressler was able to avoid any damage. UNLV will be up to bat for the first time today. Raina Bondi will lead them off, the junior right fielder. All Mountain West last year, great player, 349 average, 29 hits and 83 plate appearances, 1 home run and 12 RBIs to her name, has an on-base percentage of .389. She's also got some speed as well. If she can get on base, 14 out of 14 on stolen base opportunities. Kelsey Brodas will be the starting pitcher for Boise State. A 1.87 ERA, 7-0 on the year. She is not lost. As the first pitch is on the outside, 1-0. Bondi on the year when leading off, a .394 hitting percentage. Brodas, opponents against her have had some success with a .365 average, as that one is taken high, 2-0. UNLV took the series last year against Boise State, who was the eventual Mountain West champions last year, 2-1. UNLV won 2 pitching duels before losing a thriller of a game, 12-11. The 2-0 pitch, as Bondi will slap that one foul down the right field line. 2-1 is the count. I mentioned it's Bondi, Tixon, and Federi for UNLV. This 19-5 start for UNLV is the 3rd best through 24 games in program history. Only 2 in the 1995 squad owns the best record of 21-3, and the 91 team had a 20-4 record. So it's been a while since we've seen this type of success for UNLV, as that one's fouled back 2-2, and they're headed in the right direction with head coach Christy Fox. Boise State's in the right direction as well. They've had a great hire, a hire that's knows UNLV well. their head coach, Maggie Lavery. Former player here at UNLV and former assistant coach, as the 2-2 pitch to Bondi is on the outside, 3-2. Tixon on deck. She also has some speed as well. UNLV is a great threat on the base paths as a team. Bondi has 14 steals. Tixon has 13. Justine Federi has 6, as Bondi will foul that one out of play. Count remained full, 3-2. What a great start to this Mountain West Conference season. Two of the teams that have been red hot. And you got to start out strong. There's no conference tournament. It's just based off of the regular season, as the 3-2 pitch is on the outside, ball 4, and Raina Bondi draws her 7th walk of the year. She will be on base, and just like Boise State did in the top of the first, UNLV has their leadoff batter on for the junior Lauren Tixon. Batting .468 on the year, 37 hits and 79 plate appearances, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 15 RBIs to her name, and has an on-base percentage of .482. So it's been a dangerous part of the lineup for UNLV. They'll try to do it here. Defense is in, expecting probably a bunt from the junior. She shows it, lays it down perfectly. The throw to first is not in time. An infield hit for Tixon, as the third baseman Fillmore did her best to try to charge that ball in. Unable to get it, and now runners on second and first with nobody out for Justine Federi. The junior second baseman, batting .375 on the year, 27 hits and 72 plate appearances, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 21 RBIs to her name. She also has a decent on-base percentage of over .407. On deck is the sophomore Mia Trejo. Federi on the year with runners in scoring position, .406. First pitch is taken low for a ball, 1-0. Brodus on the year with runners on. Opponents are hitting .250 against her. In a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first, the 1-0 pitch. Federi will take that one for a strike, 1-1. As I mentioned, UNLV's got some speed on that base pass. A combined 27 stolen bases between Bondi and Tixon. The first 5 players in this UNLV lineup are hitting over 300. As that pitch is taken outside for a ball, 2-1. As we mentioned, UNLV is led by head coach Christy Fox in her second year, 52-25, 186-162 in her 6 years overall as a head coach. She's over on first base. Andy Jarvis over at third. As that one is taken low, 3-1, and Hutchinson will head on out and talk to her pitcher, as she's in danger of walking her second batter of the inning and getting the bases loaded for the dangerous Mia Trejo. For Brodus on the year, this is the 9th game that she has started. Has pitched 52 innings on the year. Has given up 45 hits, 17 runs. 14 of them have been earned. 29 walks and 33 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .229. So it doesn't get quite as much strikeouts, as that one is in there for a strike. Good pitch. Federi did not take. 3-2 is the count. Mia Trejo on deck. The payoff pitch, and that one's going to be sent to right field just high enough. Bondi is tagging. The throw to third will be cut off, so Justine Federi does a little bit of work here. Helps out her team and moves Bondi up closer to third. Runners on the corners now with 1 out for Mia Trejo. The sophomore first baseman, batting .317 on the year, 20 hits and 63 plate appearances, 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. Those 3 home runs lead UNLV in that department. And when she's had runners in scoring position, .345 average. The first pitch is going to be taken outside for a ball, 1-0. No, he's 1-0 is the count, as the Umpire put out an 0-1 count. The ball was way outside, but he quickly changed it as Trejo will lay a bunt down, and it just goes foul. The spin off of it went foul. It was perfectly placed. No chance for first baseman to throw out Bondi, but unfortunately went out of play. So 1-1 is the count. Runners on the corners. One and one is the count. Both teams have had one hit here in the first inning. UNLV trying to get on board first as that one is on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch there by Brodus. 1-2 is the count. Armendariz on deck for the Rebels. That one taken high, 2-2. Trejo had a great freshman year last year. Trying to get the team on board here. The 2-2 pitch. That one is skied high into right field. Bondi's got some speed. It is caught. She's coming home. The play at the plate will not be in time, and UNLV takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first off of a sacrifice fly by Mia Trejo. Adams had to go a long way there and right. Caught it right on the line. Good throw over, but Bondi had the speed, and UNLV takes the 1-0 lead. Tixon stayed over at first. Denise Armendariz will be up to bat, the designated hitter, freshman batting .207 on the year. 6 hits and 29 plate appearances, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs. And she sends that one into left field for a base hit. Dixon will stay at second. UNLV gets a 2-out hit from Armendariz. We'll keep this inning alive for the shortstop, Samantha Diaz, a sophomore, batting .364 on the year with 24 hits and 66 plate appearances, 2 home runs, and 14 RBIs on the year. Diaz also has a very good on-base percentage, .419. The first pitch on the outside for a ball, 1-0. Diaz with runners in scoring position at .261, but with 2 outs, she's at .421. For Brodus, opponents against her with 2 outs are just hitting .183, so that's a rare hit given up by the junior pitcher. As the 1-0 pitch is a check swing and went around does Diaz. 1-1 is the count, 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 is the score. UNLV on top. Will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Boise State, Adams, McKay, and Hutchinson. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Julia Vollmer on deck if Diaz can keep this inning alive. The 1-2. On the outside, did not catch it. 2-2 is the count. Three-game series between UNLV and Boise State. Tomorrow's game will be at 4 p.m. and Sunday's game will be at 12 p.m. as Diaz will send that one foul out of play. And that first run for UNLV was big because when the Rebels score first this year, they are 15-0 on the year. When opponents score first, UNLV is just 4-5. UNLV 10-1 at home this year as the 2-2 pitch is taken low. Count is full, 3-2. Brodus in danger of walking her second batter of this inning. She gave one up to Raina Bondi to lead off this inning, and Bondi was able to score off of the sacrifice fly by Trejo. The 3-2. That one's popped up out of play over our heads. Count remained full. This is the first series of Mount West play for the softball team. UNLV baseball on the road against San Jose State. Their second series in conference play. They took 2 out of 3 against Fresno State a couple weeks ago. The 3-2 pitch Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the threat here in the bottom of the first. But UNLV does get 1 run off of 2 hits. No errors. We head to the top of the second. Rebels on top, 1-0 here at Alameda Stadium. Back here live at Alameda Stadium. Why, Tom Check on the call. Thank you for joining us here on your Friday night, wherever you are watching. 1-0 is the score as we head to the top of the second. UNLV leading this one after a Mia Trejo sacrifice fly. Scored Raina Bondi. And Jenny Bressler will be back out for her second inning of work as UNLV's given her some runs here. Bressler has been fantastic this year with a 1.83 ERA. She'll go up against Ashlyn Adams, as that one is in there for a strike, 0-1. Adams on the year, a .338 hitter, 22 hits and 65 plate appearances, 11 RBIs to her name, and 4 triples. Showing bunt, defense is in. We'll take it back, and a swing and a miss, 0-2 is the count. We mentioned UNLV, second in ERA this year, first in batter struck out, and they're second in batter struck out looking, second with 38, as that one is on the outside, 1-2. They're first in the Mount West, allowing walks, 42. They haven't allowed a triple this year and have only allowed 6 home runs, which is tied for third. The 1-2 pitch is going to be slapped down the left field line. Miranda Bueno giving chase, and she's got it. Out number 1 here in the top of the second. Bueno, the lone senior in this starting lineup for UNLV, a 4-year letter winner, comes down with that. Jessica McKay will be up to bat, the left fielder, junior, batting .333 on the year. 19 hits and 57 plate appearances, 3 home runs, and 13 RBIs. As the first pitch by Bressler is taken on the outside for a ball, 1-0. Hutchinson is on deck for the Broncos. UNLV will have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up in the bottom of the second inning. Vollmer, Bueno, and Barker. That one is taken for a ball, 2-0. UNLV, after a great year last year, placing some great seniors, and they have really done a fantastic job, as that one is in there for a strike, 2-1. Behind the plate, Brooke Stover, who was the captain behind the plate for 4 years. She's gone. Jade Udall Valdez, who was the speedster of the team, and Janine Petmecki, who was in the running for Mount West Player of the Year, had a great year last year, as that one is taken outside 3-1. Those are tough seniors to replace, but UNLV has not missed a beat. And this Boise State team hasn't as well, riding the second longest winning streak in the country. As looks like a couple of the balls fell out. Maybe one of the little kids knocked it away, so we got a stoppage of play. Everything's good. Be the end of that young fan's fun for the day. 3-1 is the count. Only 1 hit in the ball game for Boise State, as that one is on the outside, 3-2. That was by Wade, who had a bunt that went about a foot, was able to leg it out. 3-2 is the count. Bressler on the year has 24 walks and 77 innings. True freshman, the 3-2 pitch is popped up out of play, just gets over the fence and will land harmlessly. Fans will run on over, grab the ball. Three and two is the count, one out in the inning. UNLV on top, 1-0. The payoff pitch is on the outside, and that is ball 4. This will be the second runner of the ball game for Boise State. First, due to a walk. And that will bring up Serena Hutchinson, a freshman batting 163 on the year, 7 hits and 43 plate appearances, 1 home run and 2 RBIs to her name. Bressler, who went 3-0 on the weekend, last weekend, up in Stanford, California, did not allow a run in 16 2/3 inning, as the first pitch is on the inside for a strike, 0-1. She had 16 strikeouts. She had a complete game shutout over Stanford, ending a 12-game winning streak by the Cardinals. And for her performance, she picked up the Mountain West Player of the Week honor. Just a freshman. What a get for UNLV and head coach Christy Fox, as that one is slapped foul down the third baseline. 0-2 is the count. UNLV would like to not have this be a kind of a pitcher's duel, get a little bit more runs, because this year when they have scored about 0 to 2 runs, they're 2-4 on the year, but 3 or runs more, they've only had 1 loss. As that one is taken high for a ball, 1-2. Carly Johnson on deck for the Broncos. The 1-2 pitch. That one is sent foul down the third baseline. Good contact by Hutchinson. But just went foul, 1-2. Boise State trying to have some luck here in Vegas, like their women's basketball team, who won their 4th Mountain West championship on Wednesday, beating Wyoming in 5 years. The women's programs for softball and women's basketball, they've been top-notch this year so far, as the 1-2 pitch is on the outside, did not catch it. 2-2 is the count with 1 out in the inning, runner on first. Jessica McKay was able to draw a walk. She's standing over there. She is 3 for 3 on stolen base opportunities. Boise State 1 of 5 with runners on, as there's a high drive into left field. That ball is sky high. Miranda Bueno is underneath it, catches it in foul territory, and that will be the second out. If Hutchinson could have got on top of that one, that ball could have been gone over the second wall, but got way underneath it. 2 outs in the inning. For Carly Johnson, the junior, batting .233 on the year. Making her 17th start on the year, she has 10 hits in 43 plate appearances and 7 RBIs to her name. Johnson with runners on this year, a .348 average, and with 2 outs, .350. As we mentioned for Bressler, with runners on, 183 and .268. As the first pitch was taken low for a ball, 1-0. Second pitch, outside, 2-0. On deck for the Broncos is Morgan Lamb. Boise State, who won the Mountain West Championship last year, also had the Mountain West Player of the Year, and Rebecca Cervantes, as that one is slapped foul down the third baseline. Kelsey Brodus won the Pitcher of the Year, and Allison Sang was the Freshman of the Year. Count is 2-1, 2 outs here in the top of the second. UNLV on top, 1-0. McKay is on first. The pitch. That one is sent foul down the third base line. Few of those foul balls have had some juice on them, but Boise State has not been able to keep it into fair territory. Just joining us, UNLV got their first run of the ball game off of a sacrifice fly by Mia Trejo that scored Reina Bondi. The 2-2. Runner going, and that one is fouled back. Boise State now 1 of 6 on the day with runners on. I'm sorry, 0 for 4 with runners on, 1 for 6 overall. And with runners in scoring position, they are 0 for 2. The 2-2. That one is slap foul yet again. Johnson making the freshman work for UNLV. Bressler, a freshman from Canton, Michigan. A big get for UNLV. The 2-2. Runner going, and that one is slapped down the left field line. Yet again, foul. And we'll do it all over again. Boise State just out in front on a lot of these pitches by Bressler. Miranda Bueno has gotten both outs here in the second inning off of fly balls. Vollmer, Bueno, and Barker will be the batters for UNLV, 7, 8, and 9. That one is outside for a ball, but the throw over to second is in time. Vollmer throws out McKay, and that will end the inning. As Boise State can get one on, but nothing across the board, we head to the bottom of the second. UNLV on top, 1-0 here at Eller Media Stadium. Back here live at Eller Media Stadium. My Tom Check on the call. Thank you for joining us here on your Friday night. UNLV on top 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning against the 24th ranked team in the country, Boise State, who is riding a 17-game winning streak. Julia Vollmer will be up to bat, the freshman batting 143 on the year. 4 hits and 28 plate appearances, 1 home run and 3 RBIs as the first pitch is taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Kelsey Brodus will be back out for his second inning of work and had a little bit of trouble. Gave up a leadoff walk, gave up 2 hits, but was able to limit the damage to just 1 run. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Miranda Bueno on deck for the Rebels. Vollmer on the year when she is leading off, a .429 hitter. The 2-0. That one is fouled, out of play, in front of the Boise State side of the fans. 2-1 is the count. Brodus is set to 2-1. And that one is going to be fouled. Vollmer gets that one off of her shin, it looked like. 2-2 is the count. UNLV, they were able to draw the walk in that first inning. That was the 75th walk that they have drawn this year. That's best in the Mountain West. And they've also been able to hit with runners in scoring position, 346 in those situations, while opponents are hitting just 214. as the 2-2 pitch is taken high, 3-2. So it's a patient UNLV team. Three and 2 is the count. UNLV has had, as we mentioned, 75 walks and 75 strikeouts, as that one's popped up into foul territory and will hit the net, extending out on the dugout. It's about the second year they've had that net implemented here at Alameda Stadium. So the count remained 3 and 2. We mentioned Bueno on deck. Bueno, a .316 hitter. Brodus is set. The payoff pitch. And that one is going to be sent to third. Fillmore extends up and will rob Vollmer of a base hit. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. Way up to bat will be the lone senior on this team, on this starting lineup, for UNLV. Miranda Bueno, batting .316 on the year. 18 hits and 57 plate appearances. 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. A 4-year letter winner for UNLV, has been a starter since day one. The first pitch is taken high, 1-0. Bueno, part of the first team that I ever got to announce this UNLV softball team right out of, that's actually my internship, finishing up my undergrad at UNLV. As the 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. UNLV on top, 1-0. Barker on deck. Bueno on base percentage at .375 this year. The utility player out in the outfield as she sends that one down the right field line. This one's maybe in play. A diving attempt by Adams, but she is unable to get it right in front of the wall. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-2. Remember Bueno's freshman year, that team had some great hitters. Alyssa Cordova, Jamie DePippo, Emily Haslinger, Gary Blando, as Bueno will send that one to second. The throw to first is in time, and that will be the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Lauren Barker, a freshman batting .240 on the year, 12 hits and 50 plate appearances. 1 home run and 9 RBIs to her name so far this year. UNLV starts 3 freshmen in the lineup, technically 4 out in the defense with Bressler in the circle. As that one will be taken for a strike, 0-1. 3 juniors and 2 sophomores along with the senior Bueno. Compared to Boise State, they have 3 seniors in the lineup, 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a freshman. The 0-1, that one is going to be taken high, 1-1. This is a very young UNLV team, and the recruiting classes that head coach Christy Fox has been able to bring in, they have produced at a high rate. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs in the inning. UNLV on top, 1-0 here at Alameda Stadium. The pitch. And that one is going to be fouled back out of play. Count goes to 1-2. If Barker can get on base, Raina Bondi will be up to bat. She is on deck. And due up in the top of the third for Boise State will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Johnson, Lamb, and Wade. The 1-2. A little bit high and outside. 2-2 will be the count. Barker on the year has drawn 8 walks and has struck out 7 times. Here in the bottom of the second, 2-2, 2 outs. The pitch from Brodus, and that one is skied up high, out of play behind Boise State's dugout. We'll do it all over again. Mentioned UNLV 10-1 at home this year. They're 4-1 away and 5-3 in neutral sites. The longest winning streak for UNLV this year at 6. They got some ways to go to catch up with Boise State's second longest in the country at 17. But only the longest losing streak for UNLV has been at 2. 2-2 outside. 3-2 will be the count. And when UNLV, they've been ahead after 4 innings, they're 15-0. On Friday this year, UNLV 6-2. The 3-2 pitch popped up out of play and will land right in front of us here. On the year, Barker with 2 outs is hitting .200. Otis is set, trying to get a clean 1-2-3 inning after she had a little bit of trouble in the first. The 3-2 pitch is on the outside corner, strike 3, and that will be the 1-2-3 inning that Boise State wanted and will get. We get to the top of the third. UNLV on top, 1-0 here at Alameda Stadium. Back here live at Alameda Stadium. UNLV on top 1-0 here in the top of the third, as Jenny Bressler will be back out for her third inning of work. She's only given up 1 hit so far and 1 walk. Carly Johnson will be up to bat. The junior batting .233 on the year. 10 hits in 43 plate appearances. She sent that one down the left field line, and that is a foul ball. Looked like Barker may have made some contact with it, but the home plate umpire declared it foul. 0-1 is the count. Johnson also has 7 RBIs to her name, as that pitch was taken outside for a ball 1-1. UNLV leading this one 1-0. They scored in the bottom of the first off of a sacrifice fly by Mia Trejo. Trying to get the first game of this series. That one's going to be sent into right field for a base hit. The throw to first, as the ball was quickly there by Bondi. But Johnson is able to leg out the single, the second hit of the ball game for Boise State. And just like they did in the top of the first, they'll have their leadoff batter on. Morgan Lamb will be up to bat. The designated hitter is senior, batting .400 on the year, 12 hits in 30 plate appearances, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs. Johnson on first. Bressler will try to work around this, as that one is taken for a strike. We mentioned runners on. Bressler has kept opponents hitting at 183. For Lamb, she struggled with runners on this year, below 100 at .083. The 0-1. On the inside, 1-1 is the count. Due up in the bottom of the third for UNLV will be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Bondi, Tixon, and Federi. With runners on today, Boise State, they are 0 for 4. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. Bressler has 1 strikeout on the day. The 1-2 from the true freshman, and that one's popped up. This is in play, and it's clamped down by Barker for a big out, number 1. So we're back to the top of the lineup for Boise State. Cora Wade will be up to bat. The senior's 1 for 1 on the day. She had a bunt single to lead off the ball game. Wade will try to get Johnson over. Johnson on the year, 2 out of 2 on stolen base opportunities. She lays a bunt down, but it went out of play to the backstop. 1-1 is the count. Boise State this year, when opponents have scored first, are 6-1. And they've been leading after 4 innings. They're 14-1, and when trailing, they are 2-1. So they haven't had a lot of time trailing. As that one is sent to left field, Miranda Bueno catches that one, as that was a rocket shot there by Wade. Johnson trails back over to first, and a big out, number 2. Great contact by Wade, but right to Miranda Bueno, who has had to travel long distance so far in this ball game. 2 outs in the inning, as Rebecca Cervantes will be up to bat. The senior is 0 for 1 on the day. She popped up to Samantha Diaz in that first inning. First pitch taken high for a ball, 1-0. That is for Boise State. You know, to be a good team, you're not really trailing that much. And for Boise State, they've only trailed once after 6 innings, as that one is in there for a strike, 1-1. They're 1-0 when trailing after 6, so they've been able to come back. But you never know in conference play. This is when teams know you the best. UNLV holding on to a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. Johnson's on first. Cervantes, a dangerous hitter, sends that one to second off the glove of Justine Federi. Runner coming to third. Federi fires, and in time. Johnson bit off more than she could chew on that one, and Justine Federi keeps her concentration and fires over for the third out of the inning. And we head to the bottom of the third with UNLV still leading this one 1-0 here at Eller Media Stadium. Back here live at Eller Media Stadium. Why Tom Check on the call. Thank you for joining us here on your Friday night. UNLV on top 1-0 over Boise State, the 24th ranked team in the country. UNLV scored in the first inning off a sacrifice fly by Mia Trejo, as the first pitch is fouled out of play by Reina Bondi, who scored that first run after she drew a walk in the bottom of the first. For Bondi, that was her 7th walk on the year. It'll be Bondi, Tixon, and Federi against Kelsey Brodus, who got a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the second, as that pitch is taken outside for a ball, 1-1. When leading off, Bondi, as we mentioned, a great hitter, 412. And that's kind of the area Brodus has struggled with leadoff hitters hitting 365 against her. And Bondi will send that one to left field, and it goes by. McKay, Bondi heading to second. She's got the speed. She's going to third. The throw will not be in time, and it's a leadoff triple for Raina Bondi. Bondi's second triple of the year, as McKay gave a valiant effort there and left, but went past the glove all the way to the wall, and UNLV has an opportunity here with nobody out and a runner on third for Lauren Tixon. Tixon on the day, 1 for 1. She laid down a bunt, was able to leg it out for an infield hit. Defense is in. Brodus is set. The pitch. That one is in there for a ball, 1-0. Tixon on the year with runners on. An impressive 525, and even better with runners in scoring position. 567. UNLV trying to improve on this 1-0 lead. As part of the lineup has been able to get to Kelsey Brodus. 1-0 is taken for a strike, 1-1. Justine Federi on deck for the Rebels, and Mia Trejo is in the hole. Tixon, who's hitting .475 now on the year, and on-base percentage at .488. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Well, last thing I think Brodus wants to do is walk Tixon, who has 13 stolen bases on the year. Bondi has 14, so that we mentioned the top of the lineup for UNLV, deadly on the base path. As the 2-1. That one is slapped foul down the left field line. Count even at 2-2. As we mentioned for Bondi, that was her second triple in the starting lineup that ties her with Tixon for the most on this UNLV roster. The 2-2 pitch. Outside 3-2. That was the third hit for UNLV and their first extra base hit of the ball game. The 3-2. And that one's going to be sent to second. They're going to look off Bondi. The throw back is not in time. So a gamble by the second baseman, Johnson. Bondi didn't go very far off. She fired it on over. And Tixon is safe with that fielder's choice. And now runners on the corners with nobody out. Justine Federi will be up to bat for the Rebels. Federi on the year with runners on 356 and with runners in scoring position 394. And UNLV trying to have a breakout inning. Had a couple of those this year. Over the weekend they had some. As that one is taken for a strike, 0-1. Last time UNLV played here at LA Media Stadium was on March 7th against San Diego. That was an 11-0 win after 5 innings. Runners are on the corners here. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Mia Trejo on deck for the Rebels. UNLV in their previous 6 games, they've only given up 2 runs. I mean, the pitching has just been dominant so far. Jenny Bressler has given up no runs through 3 innings, as that one is on the outside for a strike, 1-2. Both teams have 3 hits. Raina Bondi got the 3rd hit for UNLV with a leadoff triple. Rebels trying to increase this 1-0 lead. Defense is in. The 1-2. Federi makes some contact and will foul that one to the backstop. 1-2 is the count. Federi 27 hits on 73 plate appearances. She flew out to right in her first plate appearance, but that was a big fly out because that got Bondi over to third and set up the sacrifice fly by Trejo in that first inning. The 1-2. Fideri just underneath that one and cuts it back to the backstop, 1-2. So Bondi on third, Tixon at first. Both of these players have combined for 27 stolen base on the year. And 29 attempts as Fideri gets underneath that one and will foul it out of play. Mia Trejo on deck. And also a score update from UNLV baseball against San Jose State up in San Jose, California. The Rebels are on top 1-0 last time I checked. They've been on a little run as well to go along with their softball, as that one is going to be fouled back. I would say comrades, but counterparts. There you go, that's a better word. 1-2 is the count. The spring sports for UNLV have been very successful over the last couple of years. Men's and women's tennis have won multiple Mountain West championships. Men's and women's golf have won multiple Mountain West championships. Baseball and softball trying to get it on the fun here as the 1-2 pitch is taken high, 2-2. 1-0 is the score. Runners on the corners. Bondi at third, Tixon at first. Bondi led off this inning with a triple, and Tixon got on due to a fielder's choice after Johnson threw it on over to third, trying to get Bondi out. The 2-2 pitch, Fideri went around. Big strikeout for Brodus as she picks up her third strikeout of the ball game. And Christy Fox is coming over maybe to... Nope, nah. I think she might be disputing a call a little with the umpire, but now talking with Mia Trejo as they have a stoppage of play here. So 1 out, runners on the corners. Trejo, one of the more dangerous hitters on this UNLV lineup. Power-wise, she has 3 home runs and 18 RBIs to go along with 3 doubles. Actually, check that, 19 RBIs because she did get the first run scored of the ball game, a sacrifice fly in that first inning. That scored Bondi, almost kind of deja vu of what she had in that first inning. Armendariz on deck for the Rebels. Defense in yet again as Kelsey Brodus will be set, has 3 strikeouts trying to get out of the jam. Trejo, runners going to second is Tixon, no throw. UNLV trying to duke out this Boise State team, but they were kind of heads up on it. So Tixon will take the free bag, and that is stolen base number 14 on the year for the junior. 0-1 is the count. Kelsey Brodus is set, the pitch. And Trejo sends a drive to left field. That ball has a chance. That ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Mia Trejo. Her 4th of the year, and UNLV takes a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A big-time shot by Mia Trejo. Just got over the first wall there. McKay went fighting for it, but unable to bring it in. And UNLV, a big hit by Trejo. 4-0 is the score off of the 4th home run of the year for the sophomore, who has all 4 RBIs on the day. And Denise Armendariz will be up to bat. Armendariz has a single, and Kelsey Brodus in a little bit of trouble here. ERA now up to 2.30 is a big swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count. 1 out in the inning. UNLV on top, 4-0. Brodus 7-0 on the year. Just her 18th earned run. As the 0-1, another swing and a miss by the designated hitter for UNLV. 0-2 is the count. 1 out in the inning. Samantha Diaz on deck for the Rebels. Armendariz showing bunt. will pull back, and we'll slap that one foul out of play into the streets. Oh, 2 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. A 3-run spot for UNLV, and the top of the lineup has been the dagger for Boise State so far. As the 0-2 pitch, taken high, 1-2. For Boise State in the top of the 4th inning, they will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Fillmore, Sang, and Adams. Now UNLV 4 of 11 on the day so far as a team, with runners on, 3 for 7. That was their first hit with runners in scoring position, as Armendariz sends that one out of play. 4-0. UNLV on top. For the 4th home run by Mia Trejo, who was all Mountain West last year. Just a sophomore. One of those young players for UNLV that just has a bright future, as that one is fouled out. 1-2 is the count. We mentioned Samantha Diaz on deck. Top 5 of this lineup for UNLV has all 4 hits and have scored all 4 runs. The 1-2. That one is going to be sent to center field in play, and actually more over in the right center field as Adams comes down with it. That'll be out number 2, and I'll bring up Samantha Diaz. Diaz on the day, 0 for 1. She struck out in her first plate appearance. That was the 12th strikeout on the year for Diaz, sophomore. Average now at 358. With 2 outs this year, she has been batting .400. Ballmer on deck as the first pitch is taken on the outside for a ball, 1-0. Three runs in this inning off of 2 hits. Raina Bonney led it off with a triple. Tixon was able to get on by a fielder's choice, and then Mia Trejo sent a blast to left field. The 1-0 on the outside for a strike, 1-1. So UNLV has gotten 4 runs for the reigning Mount West pitcher of the week in Jenny Bressler, who has shut out this Boise State team through 3 innings so far. The 1-1, swing and a miss by Diaz, and the count goes to 1-2. Brodus is set, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, as she's got Samantha Diaz out on strikes for the second time in this ball game, but UNLV, a big 3-run home run by Mia Trejo. Rebels get 3 runs off of that, off of 2 hits, as we head to the top of the 4th. Rebels on top, 4-0 here at Alameda Stadium. Back here live at Alameda Stadium, Wyatt Topcheck on the call. Thank you for joining us here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. So the nighttime has set over as Jenny Bressler will be back out for a 4th inning of work. Got some room to work with after Mia Trejo with a 3-run home run in that bottom of the 3rd inning to left field. Fillmore will lead it off. 1-0 is the count. And she sends that one down the left field line through the glove of Barker. Boy, that ball had some zip to it. As the 4th hit of the ball game, first for Fillmore. And for the 3rd time in 4 innings, Boise State has their leadoff runner on base, but they haven't been able to crack the freshman from Michigan. With runners on so far today, Boise State just 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 0 for 2. And that one hit was a ball that went off the glove of Justine Federi, and she was able to recover and throw out the runner at third, as that one is outside for a ball 1-0. Allison Sang will be up to bat. Sophomore 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. The lone strikeout for Bressler. UNLV 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. As that one is sent to left field. Miranda Bueno giving chase. She's got it. Bueno's had a nice game out there in left today. And that is out number 1. And the struggle tees continue for Boise State with runners on. They're now 1 for 8. Ashlyn Adams will be up to bat. Adams 0 for 1. She flew out to left in her first plate appearance. With runners on this year, she's hitting .361. She'll send that one to left. And Miranda Bueno has that one pop off of her chest. She came in as the ball came crashing in hard. And for the first time today, Bueno cannot come up with the play. So that is hit number 5. Adams with their first hit of the ball game. Fillmore will head to second. And now the best opportunity for Boise State to get some runs across. Runners on second and first with 1 out. 2 hits in this inning. Jessica McKay will be up to bat. McKay walked in her first plate appearance. And Bueno came in strong on it. I think she might have overjudged it because she went on her knees to kind of make the sliding grab, and it just hit off of her chest. But she was able to keep the ball in front of her to limit the damage, as that one is in there for a strike, 0-1. Do it for UNLV in the bottom of the 4th will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Balmer, Bueno, and Barker. The 0-1 on the outside, 1-1. Bressler set. McKay trying to get some runs across the board for Boise State, and that one's 2-1. She has been seeing the ball well, getting Bressler into some favorable counts for herself. Mentioned walked in that second inning. Hutchinson is on deck. The 2-1. That one is sent foul down the left field line. I think we're close to about 10 of those hits for Boise State that they have really made some good contact, but have just driven it foul down that left field line. And they're playing a big what-if game. McKay on the year with runners in scoring position, .333. The 2-2 pitch is going to be sent to left field. Miranda Bueno is going to get her money's worth today. She clamps that one down, and that'll be a big out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. Hutchinson will be up to bat. The freshman is 0 for 1 on the day. And we're going to get stoppage of play here. Meeting at the mound for UNLV. Runners on second and first. Fillmore had a single down the left field line, and then Adams was able to get one off of the body of Miranda Bueno. But Bueno has gotten the 2 outs here in the 4th. She has really had to work hard this ball game. UNLV on top 4-0 if you're just joining us. In the first inning, Mia Trejo was able to get a sacrifice fly that scored Reina Bondi, and in the 3rd inning, Trejo sent a drive to left field over the wall for a 3-run home run, her 4th of the year. UNLV trying to beat Boise State, the number 24th ranked team in the country, and end Boise State's 17-game winning streak, which is the second longest in the NCAA Division I. Boise State had one game canceled this year, and that one game would have been a fun one. They were scheduled to play UCLA. As the first pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1. It was the Stacy Winsberg tournament in Los Angeles, California, and the game against UCLA was canceled as that one goes to Barker at third. She fumbled it momentarily, but had the force-out play at third, steps on the bag, and that will end the inning as Boise State still cannot get anything across the board. They had runners in scoring position with one out, but a fly out and a ground out to third will end the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth with UNLV on top 4-0 here at Eller Media Stadium. Here in the bottom of the fourth at Eller Media Stadium, Julia Vollmer will be up to bat. The freshman is 0 for 1 on the day. She lined out to third in her first plate appearance. Rebels on top 4-0. Kelsey Brodus back out for another inning of work. He's had struggles with the top of the lineup, but with the bottom of the lineup, the 6 through 9 hitters, they are 0 for 5. First pitch here in the bottom of the fourth is a check swing that goes foul. UNLV today with runners on, 3 for 7. With runners in scoring position, 1 for 5. But for Boise State, the big reason, they're down in this ballgame, they get runners on. 3 out of the 4 innings they've had the leadoff runner on as that one is fouled back to the net. But they're 2 of 11 today, 182. With runners in scoring position, 0 for 4. And with 2 outs, they are 1 for 3. UNLV is 1 for 4 with 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch, as that one's going to be sent to right field. And it's going to be in the foul ground area, and it's going to land as Adams had to retreat back, and it just went over her head, out of her reach. Count remained 0-2. The 7, 8, 9 hitters for UNLV. Miranda Bueno on deck, and Barker is in the hole. UNLV 10-1 here at Eller Media Stadium. Their lone loss came to Miami of Ohio on February 15th. That was a 1-0 setback, as that pitch is going to be taken high for a ball 1-2. The last time UNLV gave up more than 1 run in a ball game was March 2nd against Radford, a win 8-3. Since then, they beat Coastal Carolina 10-1, and then 2-1, as that one is going to be a liner to the shortstop Cervantes, and that will be out number 1. Balmer is now lined out to third and short, and Miranda Bueno will be up to bat. Bueno is 0 for 1 on the day. To finish it up, then UNLV beats San Diego 11-0. were able to beat Bucknell 7-0. Had a setback against Massachusetts Lovell 1-0, and then beating Bucknell 7-0, Stanford 1-0, and then again a 2-game sweep of Stanford 4-1. So the pitching has been great as Bueno will send the first pitch to center field, and Wade is able to get a good contact, but Wade took a couple steps in. Ball was high enough in the air. She clamps it down for out number 2. Lauren Barker will be up to bat, third baseman, a freshman. She's 0 for 1 on the day. She was caught looking in the second inning to end the bottom of the second. One of the 4 strikeouts for Brodus, as that one is taken high for a ball 1-0. But the problem is for Boise State and for Kelsey Brodus, it's been the top of the lineup. UNLV, Raina Bondi is 1 for 1. Lauren Tixon is 1 for 2, but she got on base her second plate appearance due to a fielder's choice, as that one is fouled out of play. Mia Trejo is 1 for 1 with 4 RBIs, a sacrifice fly, and a 3-run home run, and Armendariz is 1 for 2 with a single. The 1-1. And that ball is sent high to left field. This ball has a chance at the wall, and it dies out at the warning track. Lauren Barker gave that one a ride with a loud out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Boise State as we head to the top of the 5th. UNLV on top, 4-0 here at Eller Media Stadium. Top 5 here at Eller Media Stadium. Live time check on the call. Thank you for joining us here on your Friday night. Between the 24th ranked team in the country, Boise State, and UNLV. The Rebels on top 4-0. As we are approaching the tail end of this ball game, Jenny Bressler has been fantastic so far. 4 innings. She's given up 5 hits, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, as that ball is going to be fouled out of play by Johnson. Carly Johnson, the second baseman, 1 for 1 on the day. She singled in the 3rd inning. 3 out of the 4 innings so far for Boise State. They've gotten their leadoff runner on base, but have not been able to do anything with it. They're 2 for 11 with runners on. One of those hits ended up being for an out number 3, as that one's going to be sent to left field. And for the 4th time in this ball game, Boise State has its leadoff batter on base as Johnson picks up her 2nd hit of the ball game. Morgan Lamb will be up to bat. Lamb on the day is 0 for 1. She popped up into foul territory to Barker over at 3rd. Due up for UNLV in the bottom of this 5th inning will be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Bondi, Dixon, and Federi. As that one is going to be sent right to Samantha Diaz. Throw over to first. But Johnson's able to get back. 1 pitch, 1 out. Has a big out number 1 as the woes continue for Boise State with runners on. Now 2 of 12. Back to the top of the lineup for the Broncos. Cora Wade. The senior is 1 for 2 on the day. She led off with the ball game with a bunt single and then flew out to left field. Miranda Bueno really had to charge hard for that out. Defense is in. Bunt shown, and it's going to be taken for a strike. 0-1. Johnson on first, Wade hitting, and Cervantes will be on deck for the Broncos. Cervantes, one of the best players in the Mountain West, as that's a high chopper to second. Federi has it, flips it on over to Diaz for out number 2, but the speed of Wade, UNLV had no chance to turn the double play, but UNLV does get the force out at second. 2 outs in the inning for Cervantes. Cervantes is 1 for 2 on the day, average right now at .333. She had a single in the 3rd inning and then popped up to short in her first plate appearance of the ballgame. 4-0 UNLV as Cervantes pops this one up and it will be out of play on top of Boise State's dugout. 0-1. Wade over at first. She has speed. 14 of 16 on stolen base opportunities this year coming into this ball game, as that one is taken high for a ball, 1-1. Updated score with UNLV baseball, still leading 1-0 over San Jose State in the 5th inning. 6 hits for Boise State. Farthest the runner has gotten is to second. That ball is fouled out of play. Was going to go over the net and just hit the top of it before dying out on the dugout. Over at Boise State's side, runner on first. They have the count 2-1, but I believe it's 1-2. That ball is low. Runner going. Throw over to second is not in time, and Way gets the stolen base. So that puts a runner into scoring position here, but for Boise State, they've been 0 for 4 on the day so far. Wrestler has done a fantastic job of limiting the damage as Balmer will head on over. 2-2 is the count. Boise State so far today with 2 outs are 1 for 3. But that one hit led to the 3rd out, as Justine Federi was able to throw out an advancing runner to 3rd. Cervantes showing bunt, will pull back. The 2-2 is low and inside, 3-2. Fillmore on deck for the Broncos. We mentioned are riding a 17-game winning streak. This team hits over 300 as that one is sent to 3rd. Fumbled ball, throw over to first in time. Barker, second time in a row, she has ended an inning with her glove, as that will end the frame as Boise State got a runner in scoring position but could not get anything across the board. We head to the bottom of the 5th. UNLV leading 4-0 here at Alameda Stadium. Back here live at Alameda Stadium, Wyatt Tomchak with the call. Raina Bondi is up to bat. She'll lead off here as Boise State has not been able to get Bondi out. She scored 2 runs so far. She walked on the first and led off the third with a triple. As that one is in there. I think they call it a strike. They have it a ball on the scoreboard here. Bondi, average up to 357, picked up her 3rd triple in her last plate appearance. She'll send a little dribble at her second. Bondi's got the speed. Quick fire over to first in time. Johnson on over to Sang, and that'll be out number 1 for the first time Boise State has been able to get Raina Bondi out. Lauren Tixon will be up to bat. Tixon is 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in her first plate appearance, and then reached on a fielder's choice, and then later came around to score on the Mia Trejo 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Top of the lineup for UNLV has been the Achilles heel for the starting pitcher for Boise State, Kelsey Brodus, the reigning Mount West pitcher of the year, as that one is taken for 8 ball 1-0. Tixon with an on-base percentage at .482, and the average is at .469. A junior college transfer. The 1-0. Defense is in, and that one is going to be taken high, 2-0. Brodus on the day, 1 walk, and that came against Bondi, first batter she faced in the ball game. She has 4 strikeouts. Has given up only 4 hits, but UNLV has been able to get those 4 runs across, mainly due to Mia Trejo. The 2-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike, 2-1. Justine Federi on deck for the Rebels. She's the only player at the first 5 in this lineup to not have a hit. She's 0 for 2. Did have a big sacrifice fly in the first inning that got Bondi over to third that led to the Trejo sacrifice fly to score the first run of the ball game. The 2-1 from Brodus, as that one is going to be sent into center field for a base hit. Tixon with her 2nd hit of the ball game, 2 singles. She's 2 for 3. Put some speed on the base paths with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for Justine Federi. Federi 0 for 2. She flew out to right in her first plate appearance, as we mentioned, but then struck out in her second that had Bondi over at third and Tixon over at first. Defense playing a little bit in. As that one's going to be slapped down the right field line, and that is a base hit. Tixon will head on over to third as Justine Federi just floats that one over for the 6th hit for UNLV, and that puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And yet again, the top of this lineup has been a thorn in Kelsey Brodus' side, and we might have a pitching change here. As Mia Trejo will be up to bat, and the last time Trejo had this opportunity, she hit a 3-run home run. This is actually the 3rd time Trejo has been up to plate with runners on the corners, and she's had 4 RBIs out of this situation. The home run by Trejo was her 4th of the year. She now has 22 RBIs. Just a sophomore, batting now at .328 with runners in scoring position this year, .367. UNLV with runners on today are 4 for 8. With runners in scoring position, just 1 for 5, but obviously that one hit was the Mia Trejo 3-run home run, so UNLV will take that any day of the week. Don't plate umpire Tony Cooper going out to break up the meeting for Boise State. So Kelsey Brodus will stay in and try to limit the damage. This has been her roughest start of the year. Came in with below 2 ERA at 187. At a 187 ERA in Brodus and Bressler at 183. Came in as a heavyweight matchup, but Bressler has held her own, limiting Boise State to 6 hits and no runs. Brodus in trouble of giving up more. Mia Trejo has all 4 RBIs as the first pitch is taken low. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Boise State walks Trejo, because you'll have a force out at any base, and obviously her player that just hit a 3-run home run 2 innings ago. Take the risk with a freshman on deck for the Rebels and Denise Armendariz, who was 1 for 2 on the day. The 1-0 outside, 2-0. Trejo, the on-base percentage at .459 and slugging at .563. UNLV as a team batting .332 in this season. Right now in this ball game, .316. Same for Boise State as Trejo check swing. Did she go around? Check on over. She did. A tough one there. Could have been 3-0, but it's now 2-1 as the ball was way low in the dirt. Tixon over at third. Justine Federi over at first. Back-to-back singles by UNLV here in the bottom of the 5th inning. One out in this inning was by Raina Bondi, who grounded out to second. The 2-1 pitch. Trejo takes that one high, 3-1. Both teams 6 hits. UNLV 4 runs. No errors in the ball game. It's been solid defensively. Boise State has left 5 runners on base. UNLV 2. The 3-1. Outside ball for Mia Trejo. Gets on base yet again. Draws the walk. Bases loaded for Denise Armendariz. Second walk for Brodus on the day. Armendariz has not registered a hit with the bases loaded, but with runners in scoring position, she's at 235, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here. Potentially maybe a pitch runner. It is. And it looks like Abby Howard will be out to pitch run for UNLV. Howard, a senior from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Armendariz will be up to bat. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Armendariz singled in her first plate appearance and then flew out to right in her second. She's got Tixon over at third, Federi over at second, and Howard over at first, pitch running for Mia Trejo to give a little bit more speed on the base paths. The first pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Samantha Diaz on deck for the Rebels. Due up in the top of the 6 will be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Fillmore, Sang, and Adams. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Well, you took the gamble of not really giving Trejo anything good to hit, but you got to throw strikes now if you're Kelsey Brodus. Bases are loaded, 1 out. The pitch is taken low, another ball. One out. UNLV with runners on, 4 of 8 with runners in scoring position. 1-4-5. The pitch. Big swing and a miss there. And the count goes to 2-2. Tixon over at third, Federi over at second, Howard at first. The 2-2 pitch. And that one's going to be fouled out of play down the right field line. Kelsey Brodus has had trouble with this 1 through 5 lineup. 6 through 9, she hasn't given up a hit. They're 0 for 8. On UNLV side, 1 through 5, they have all 6 hits and have scored all 4 runs. The 2-2 pitch is taken high, 3-2, so something will have to give here on the next one. The payoff pitch, and that one is going to be sent to left field, and it will get down. The runners had to hold up. The throw over is in time, but the runner does score. Tixon Federi out as she had a kind of got caught in no man's land as it landed in front of McKay, but the run does score. We'll see if it's going to be given a hit, an RBI single for Armendariz, her second hit of the ball game. And Samantha Diaz will be up to bat. Diaz has had struggles so far against Brodus. 0 for 2 on the day, both of them being strikeouts. So they're going to give it a single to left field, and then Federi out to third. Dixon scored. Howard to second. And Diaz, sophomore, came in with a good average at now sitting at 353, but just hasn't been able to see the ball today, as well as her teammates above her in the lineup. With 2 outs, she's a 381 hitter with runners in scoring position at 250. That was the 5th hit in 9 attempts for UNLV with runners on, 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. First pitch, outside, 1-0. Vollmer on deck. 1 run in this inning off of 3 hits. 1 walk, 5-0 UNLV on top of the 24th ranked team in the country, Boise State, trying to end Boise State's 17-game winning streak. The 1-0, taken high, 2-0. Five runs off of 7 hits, no errors for UNLV. No runs off of 6 hits, no errors for Boise State. Defense playing at normal level, the 2-0. And outside 3-0. This might be the last inning for the ace for Boise State, as Kelsey Brodus has not had the performance she has been accustomed to so far this year. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned. The 3-0. And that's going to be taken for a strike, 0-1, or 3-1. Diaz is set, the pitch, and she fouls this one back. So count goes to 3-2, 2 outs in the inning. The freshman catcher Vollmer on deck for the Rebels, trying to extend this lead. They scored in the first, third, and fifth. Up 5-0, and Samantha Diaz for the 3rd time this ball game has struck out. She was up 3-0, but Brodus is able to fight back and end the damage. UNLV does get 1 run off of 3 hits, no errors. We head to the top of the 6th. 5-0, UNLV on top here at Eller Media Stadium. Back here live at Eller Media Stadium. Here in the top of the 6th, UNLV leading this one 5-0 as Jenny Bressler will be back out for her 6th inning of work, and she has shut out the 24th ranked team in the country, Boise State, to no runs off of 6 hits. As the first pitch will be taken low for a ball, 1-0 to Fillmore, who's 1 for 2 on the day. She singled in her last plate appearance. Boise State, 4 of the first 5 innings, they've got the leadoff runner on, but have not been able to get anything across, as that one's going to be right to Justine Federi. Throw over to first is in time. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The reigning Mountain West pitcher of the week, Jenny Bressler, has just been fantastic, just a true freshman. Filling some big shoes with Janine Petmacki, who was an ace last year, really an all-around player for UNLV. Was a great hitter, great pitcher, could throw out defensively. And UNLV has not missed a beat. As the first pitch on the outside for a ball 1-0 to Sang. Allison Sang on the day 0 for 2, struck out in her first plate appearance and then flew out to left. She went about 3/4 of the way, so that is a strike, 1-1. Adams is on deck. That one is fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. Due up for UNLV in the bottom of this 6th inning. It is the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Balmer, Bueno, and Barker. The 1-2 on the outside for a ball 1-2. Bressler's only had one strikeout in this ball game. I mentioned this is to the first baseman Sang. 2-2, taken low, 3-2. So the first baseman for Boise State able to work the count in her favor. One out here in the top of the 6th. UNLV on top, 5-0. And that one is going to be up the middle for a base hit, the 7th hit of the ball game for Boise State. And I'll have a runner on first with one out here in the top of the 6th. We'll see if we'll have, it looks like we're going to have a pitch runner here for Boise State. Ashlyn Adams will be up to bat with one out. We mentioned Boise State with runners on today, just 2 for 14. Didn't see the number on who is the pitch runner. I'll wait for the update. I believe they just announced it on the PA, but did not hear them. So get that to you as soon as I can. With one out here in the top of the 6th inning. Adams will be up to bat. Adams on the day, 1 for 2. She singled in her last plate appearance. She sends that one to third. The throw to second in time, and Justine Federi will eat that one. Could not get an opportunity for the double play, but Barker with the quick reaction fired it on over to second. 2 outs as UNLV gets the lead runner out. And yet again, Boise State unable to get a hit with runners on. Now 2 for 15. McKay will be up to bat. Runner going, and that ball is slapped down the left field line. Morena Bueno giving chase, and just out of her reach there. Bueno has had a fine game in left field. Just unable to get that one. McKay on the day is 0 for 1. She walked in her first plate appearance. The lone walk Bressler has given up in this ball game. The 0-1. That one is bounced a couple times, but Adams did not go. 1-1 is the count. Head-to-head in this series, UNLV leads it 12-11. First meeting was back in 2010. UNLV won that one 11-3 in 5 innings. As that one sent down the left field line. Bueno giving chase, but it will go out of play into the dugout area of UNLV, kind of hitting the hitting cages. Mentioned last year, UNLV took 2 of 3 up in Boise. This Boise State team won the Mountain West. UNLV won 1-0 in 8 innings, 2-1, and then lost the last game 12-11 in 9 innings. As 2-2 is the count. Last time Boise State was here in Las Vegas, they took 2 of 3 back on April 7th through the 9th. As that one is on the outside, did not go for a strike. 3-2 is the count with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Adams over at first. Opponent's batting average UNLV coming into this game was 243. Boise State up at 318, but they just have not had the timely hitting. But that could end right there as that one is into the gap for a base hit. Tixon has it. She fires it on over to Federi, but that will be a RBI double for McKay as Adams comes all the way around to first to score. And finally, Boise State gets that just that timely hitting that they've wanted. Their first extra base hit of the ball game. Their first hit with runners in scoring position. And it's 5-1 here in the top of the sixth as the shutout ends for the freshman Jenny Bresler, but she's done still a fantastic job. Has to get out of this inning, though. Hutchinson will be up to bat. The freshman is 0 for 2 on the day. For McKay, that was her 14th RBI on the year and her 6th double. The first pitch was taken for a strike, 0-1. That ball is going to be fouled back. 1-1. 5-1. UNLV on top here at Eller Media Stadium against the 24th ranked Boise State Broncos. UNLV will have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Ballmer, Bueno, and Barker up to bat in the bottom of the sixth. Try to get some more insurance runs for their pitcher who's had a good game. It's 0-2. Can she get out of this inning? And too far on the inside. 1-2. Just one strikeout for Bresler on the day. She came in with 66. Good strikeout to walk ratio now at 67-25. Hutchinson on the year with 2 outs, 176. She'll foul this one right in front of us, out of play. With runners in scoring position, hasn't been anything special. .059. The 1-2, that one will hit Hutchinson as she just looks up to the sky. That one got her right on the leg, and she's going to have to walk it off. That's a painful one, and also a painful pitch for Bresler. She had command twice now on McKay and Hutchinson, and can't get them out. So runner is on second and first here for Johnson. Carly Johnson, 2 for 2 on the day. She has 2 singles. So a little bit of adversity here for UNLV, a little bit of trouble. 5-1, still lead it comfortably here in the top of the sixth. Johnson has got her average up to 267. With 2 outs this year, she is 350, and with runners in scoring position, 353. That one is going to be taken low for a ball, 1-0. All this coming with 2 outs. I mentioned it was the first hit with runners in scoring position. It was not. I forgot that for Boise State, that runner was on first. So it's still 0 of 5 with runners in scoring position. That ball is skied up high in the air, out of play. Five and 2/3 innings for the true freshman from Michigan. 8 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and has given up only 1 extra base hit. That was that double early on by McKay in this inning. As that ball is popped up high in the air, Barker is there into foul ground. Clamps it down, and that will end the inning as Boise State gets its first run of the ball game off of 2 hits and no errors, but can't get anything else across the board. We get to the bottom of the sixth. UNLV leading this one 5-1 here at Eller Media Stadium. Bottom of the 6th here at Eller Stadium. 5-1 is the score between UNLV and Boise State. First game of the 3-game series. UNLV leading this one 5-1. A nice crowd on hand here. Friday night action. Thank you for joining us wherever you are watching. It looks like we have a pitch hitter for UNLV to start the bottom of the 6th, as Kelsey Brodus will be back out for another inning of work. CC Kakamisi will be up to bat. 111 on the year. 1 hit and 9 plate appearances. It was just her 10th, but that 1 hit was in a leadoff role. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on a miss. 0-2 is the count. CC pitch hitting for Julia Vollmer. Miranda Bueno on deck. Lauren Barker is in the hole. The 0-2 on the outside corner, strike 3, and that was quick work by Kelsey Brodus. 1 out for Miranda Bueno, who's 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out to second in her first plate appearance and then lined out to center in her second. In the top of the 7th, Boise State will send their 9-1 and 2 hitters, Lamb, Wade, and Cervantes. And that one is fouled back by Bueno. Bueno, the average right now at .305, on base .364. One is the count, 1 out in the inning. Barker on deck, Raina Bondi in the hole if UNLV can keep this inning alive. The 0-1 pitch is on the inside for a ball, 1-1. UNLV today, 7 for 22 as a team, 318 average, 5 for 10 with runners on, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, but just 1 for 6 with 2 outs. As the 1-1 pitch, Bueno gets a good ride in that one down the left field line, but out of play. Count goes to 1-2. Boise State 8 for 24 overall as a team, 333 average, but 3 for 17 with runners on today, 176 average. A 1-2 pitch. Bueno will chop that one off the glove of the first baseman, and it'll be no play. As Miranda Bueno is able to leg it out, we'll see if it is an error or a base hit. Sang over there at first, bobbled the ball, and it's going to be the first error of the ball game to Boise State. So Miranda Bueno will get on with 1 out, as Barker will be up to bat. Barker flew out in her last plate appearance that went to the warning track. Good contact, as the first pitch is going to be taken for a ball, 1-0. Bueno over at first. Pitch. That one is on the outside. .5-1 is the score. UNLV on top of Boise State, the 24th ranked team in the country. Barker is set 2-0, and Barker gets a drive in this one to right, high in the air. Adams has it, and that will be the second out. Miranda Bueno will head back over to first, and Raina Bondi will be up to bat for the Rebels. Bondi 1 for 2 on the day, walked in her first plate appearance, then led off the third with a triple, scored in both of those times, and then grounded out to second in her last plate appearance. 1 for 2 on the day. Bondi will try to get some insurance runs here as we hit to the top of the 7th. UNLV trying to improve on the year, 20-5, and end a 17-game winning streak by Boise State. The 0-1. Outside for a ball 1-1. So we mentioned due up in the top of the 7th for Boise State will be the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Lamb, Wade, and Cervantes. Just 2 hits combined between the 3 players. This Bondi will send that one into left field for a base hit. Great contact by Bondi for his second hit of the ball game. Bueno advances to second. UNLV put a little bit of danger here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Lauren Tixon will be up to bat, and Tixon has had a fine game. She's 2 for 3, singled in the 1st and the 5th, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd when the second baseman Johnson tried to pick off Bondi over at 3rd, but Bondi was able to get back. So Tixon has been able to get on base all 3 times. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change, and we'll take a quick commercial break here. Boise State trailing this one 5-1, where UNLV has runners on second and first with 2 outs. Pitching change by Boise State. Veronica Lynch is in the circle. Lynch, 3 2/3 innings pitched so far this year, 1-0 record. She's given up 2 hits. No runs, no earns, no walks, no strikeouts. So we'll have an opportunity here. Limited action so far, but trying to just get 1 more out to keep this deficit by 4, as Boise State will have 1 final shot in the top of the 7th. Broncos riding a 17-game winning streak, second longest in the country. They're ranked number 24 for the first time. They're ranked for the first time in program history. It's the best start they've had in program history. 2 outs with Bueno on second, Bondi at first. An error and a single has kept this inning alive for UNLV, and the first pitch is taken low for a ball 1-0. The 1-0 Tixon is on the outside, 2-0. Justine Federi is on deck for the Rebels. Federi's 1 for 3 on the day. She singled in her last plate appearance. Tixon has got the average up to 476. Defense is in. She's got a lot of speed. The 2-0. That one is going to be taken for a strike. 2-1. (5-1) is the score. UNLV highlighted by a 3-run home run by Mia Trejo in the 3rd inning, as that one is going to be sent into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold Bueno at 3rd, and the bases will be loaded with 2 outs as Tixon gets her 3rd hit of the ball game. She's now 3 for 4. UNLV now 7 for 13 with runners on this year. And Justine Federi can really put this game away if she can get underneath one here. UNLV up 5-1. If they score 4 more, it'll be the end of the ball game here. The UNLV will run rule Boise State. The first pitch to Federi is low, 1-0. Bueno at 3rd, Bondi at 2nd, Tixon at 1st. The 1-0. Federi will take that one for a strike, 1-1, as Lynch, you mentioned, just 3 2/3 innings pitched so far this year. Not a lot of work in the circle this year. The 1-1. Off-speed pitch, but went high, 2-1. Mia Trail on deck for the Rebels if Justine Federi can keep this inning alive. The 2-1. Federi will send that one into the gap. 1 run will score. Bondi will come home. They're going to wave the 3rd runner, and the throw is dropped at the plate. Justine Federi clears the bases. Bueno, Bondi, and Tixon score. Tixon came all the way around from first as that ball went about shallow gap area, and it's a bases clearing single for Justine Federi. It is 8-1. If Mia Trejo can get a base hit and score Federi, this ball game's over. For Justine Federi, that is RBI 22, 23, 24 for her on the year. As Mia Trejo has had 4 RBIs on the day so far. Trejo currently at 1-for-1. She had a sacrifice fly in the first, that 3-run home run in the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th inning. The 0-1. Off speed, taken high, 1-1. Impressive start to the Mountain West Conference for UNLV here at Eller Media Stadium. Trejo with 2 outs this year, a .273 hitter, the 1-1. And Trejo sends this one to center field, but that one will die out. Wade clamps it down, and that will end the inning. But Justine Federi, with a 3-run single, is able to get 3 more runs for UNLV and increase it to 8-1 as we head to the top of the 7th, with UNLV leading 8-1 here at Eller Media Stadium. Back here live at Eller Media Stadium, here in the top of the 7th inning. UNLV leading this one 8-1. Jenny Bressler back out for her 7th inning of work, trying to get a complete game win. As we have a pitch hitter for Boise State, Justine Molina. Molina, 182 on the year, 4 hits and 22 plate appearances. She took a ball. So it's 9-1-2 for Boise State. We'll need a ferocious comeback here to even keep this ball game alive, as that one is taken for a strike. 1-1. That big hit by Justine Federi really made UNLV more confident, confident, and also a little bit more comfortable as well for a true freshman pitcher and Jenny Bressler. Almost hit Molina. 2-1 is the count. The true freshman from Michigan looking for her 12th win on the year. The 2-1. That one is fouled back out of play. 2-2. The 2-2. That one is fouled back yet again. 8 runs for UNLV off of 10 hits, 1 run for Boise State off of 8 hits, 1 error. Boise State has left 7 runners on base, UNLV 5 runners on base. But the big thing for Boise State, they got the hits, they got the leadoff batters on. But they were just 3 for 17 today with runners on so far in this ball game. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, as that one is taken high, 3-2. Whereas UNLV with runners on today, were 8 for 15, 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and with 2 outs, 4 for 10. The 3-2. That one is going to be sent over the glove of Barker, but it lands out of play. And we'll do it all over again. Wade on deck for the Broncos. We're looking at their 17-game winning streak erased here in Vegas. The 3-2, that one is fouled yet again. UNLV on top. Wrestler will send this one in, and that one is fouled out of play. Molina giving everything she's got here in the top of the 7th inning. Second game will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. If Boise State can win that one, the rubber match will be at 12 p.m. If not, UNLV can go for the sweep, as that one's going to be sent to short. Diaz has it. The throw over to first in time, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Cora Wade will be up to bat. Wade on the day, 1 for 3. She led off the ball game with a bunt single that has been recorded out on her last 2 plate appearances, as that one is going to be taken for a ball 1-0. Wade flew out to center in her second plate appearance and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. Got some speed, came into this ball game with 14 stolen bases, as that one is going to be taken high, 2-0. Cervantes on deck for the Broncos. Two and 0 is the count. Bunt shown, and it will be taken for a strike. 2-1. Fillmore in the hole for Boise State. That one will be taken low, 3-1. Bressler on the day has walked just 1 batter. In danger of her second. Doesn't want to put Wade on with that speed. And with Cervantes being such a dynamic player, that one is going to be off the glove of Mia Trail. Flip over to first, not in time. As Justine Federi was able to come over. Trail tried the backhand. Bounced up. We'll see if it's an error or a hit for Wade. And they're going to give an error to Mia Trail on the backhand. First of the ball game for UNLV in that department. 1 error for Boise State as well. And as Rebecca Cervantes will be back to hit for Boise State. She is 1 for 3 on the day and make it 2 for 4. She sends that one to right field on the first pitch she saw. 2 on, 1 out. UNLV still in control 8-1, but we're going to have a little bit of a stoppage of play here for UNLV. Looks like Emily Vincent will be out, first-year pitching coach. Fillmore will be up to bat. Fillmore is 1 for 3 on the day, a single in her second plate appearance, and try to do anything she can. 8 runs for UNLV off of 10 hits, 1 error. 1 run off of 9 hits, 1 error for Boise State. UNLV starting off the Mountain West play here at Alameda Stadium before going on the road March 22nd to the 24th against Utah State, then March 29th to the 31st against San Diego State. Coming in to today, San Diego State 12-11, Utah State 8-11. As the first pitch is a high drive to left field, down the left field line. Miranda Bueno at the warning track makes a great catch. Runner's tag, long throw over, but not in time. That ball was high and deep. Miranda Bueno has probably been the defensive player of the day for UNLV. Has traveled a long way. Big out number 2 as both runners advance. Wade over to third, Cervantes over to second. As Sang will be up to bat. Next time UNLV will be here at Alameda Stadium will be April 5th through the 7th against Fresno State. Fresno State 14-6 coming into today. First pitch taken low for a ball, 1-0. UNLV looking for win number 20 on the year. As that pitch is on the outside, 2-0. Last year, this team was 33-20, was 13-11 in the Mountain West, and finished 4th. I mentioned they made it to the NISC Regional Finals, as that one is in there for a strike, 2-1. UNLV lost 4 position starters last year. They lost 12 letter winners, but brought 12 back and brought 6 starters back. 9 newcomers to this team as that ball is popped up foul out of play. Count still 2-2. It's a young team for UNLV, and they've been performing so well. The 2-2 from Bresler is on the outside, 3-2. Wade on third, Cervantes at second. Sang try to keep this ball game alive. She is 1-for-3 on the day. The 3-2 is on the outside corner for ball 4, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs for Adams. Looks like maybe could potentially have a pitching change here for UNLV. Maybe a position change. 8-1 is the score. UNLV on top. Top of the 7th, 2 outs, and it looks like we might be getting a pitching change here. And if it is for Jenny Bresler, she went 6 2/3, gave up 9 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. She gave up hits. She put runners on base, but she was able to limit the damage, able to get the timely outs. We're going to have a meeting of everybody in the dugout. 8-1. I mentioned for this UNLV team, this is a team with just 3 seniors on it. Miranda Bueno in the starting lineup today. Kylie Harrison has some games behind the plate. Abby Howard, we saw her pitch running today. The juniors, Raina Bondi, Brianna Burke, who most likely will be in the circle tomorrow. Charlie Masterson, a decent pitcher. Lauren Tixon, we've seen. But then you've got a lot of sophomores and a lot of freshmen that play an important role. And looks like the ball game is over. I don't know what happened here. We'll have to wait for the official word, but that's one way to end the ball game with bases loaded and 2 outs. UNLV wins this one 8-1. We'll have to wait for the official word. Probably will tell you guys tomorrow what happened, but that's the ball game. UNLV defeats number 24th ranked Boise State and end the Broncos' 17-game winning streak. Jenny Bresler picks up the win. She improves to 12-2 on the year. Kelsey Brodus picks up the loss. She's now 7-1 on the year. Mia Trejo, big 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. She finished with 4 RBIs on the day. And Justine Federi, big insurance run in the 6th with a bases clearing single. So UNLV wins this one 8-1. We'll have the call here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Hopefully everyone here can join us. We thank you all for joining us here today on your Friday night. Tomorrow, UNLV versus Boise State, but the Rebels take game 1 here in the Mountain West Conference against Boise State 8-1. So Wyatt Tomczyk signing off, wishing everyone a good night.